What's up, everybody? It's your main man here, Tucko, and I'm hitting you with a hot tutorial on how to record your voice, your party's voice, lobby chat on your PlayStation 4. So before, to give you a little history on it, if you recorded on PlayStation and you wanted to get, your friends' voices in the lobby chat and all that kind of stuff, you would just select multiple audio. So like, for example, I have my Astro 50s, I'd have that plugged into the USB, the audio would output to that, it would also output to the HDMI, and I could record it on my Elgato, and then I would just use a separate mic for the commentary that I would put into the computer. I'd either put it through Audacity or I would just run it just straight native through the Elgato software. You can't do that on the PS4. The PS4 does not have that sweet little multiple audio thing. How the PS4 works is like this. If I take my my Astro A50s, let's say, and I take the USB and plug that into the PS4, what happens is all the audio goes to the headset. You can't branch the audio out anywhere. And the exact same thing happens if I plug the little 3.5 millimeter cable into the controller. Everything goes to the controller, and from the controller to the headset, I can't move that audio over to the Elgato because the Elgato only accepts the sound and everything, through the HDMI. Now there is a line in on the Elgato. So let's say you were one of those people who wanted to do it via the controller, which those tutorials are up everywhere. You can line in there for the Elgato, but the problem is that it takes a massive amount of cables. So, you have your controller in your hand, and then you have like this huge, nasty spaghetti rat's nest of wires in your hand while you're trying to play. And to me, that's just not feasible. For me, it's just really uncomfortable. For those of you who like it, hey, great, but me, not so much. The other way that you can record, all that is if you set your settings to run everything through the TV, and then you just have two microphones. One microphone to go to your computer, and then one microphone to go to your PS4. Well, that's just lots of stuff. I'm a minimalist. I like very little things in my way when I'm trying to do something. So I came up with a nice little solution that works for me. Here's a solution I came up with. You need a total of two things. One, you need a Blue Yeti microphone. Two, you need a 3.5 millimeter male-to-male shielded cable. Now, I don't know if it works on other mics that have multiple outputs like that, but I know it works on the Blue Yeti, which is why that's the only way I will endorse, is because I know for a fact it works. So here's basically the setup. So the Blue Yeti has a USB portion that comes out of the bottom, and then you take that cable and you plug that into your PS4. So you got the USB going to your PS4 from your mic. Then what you do is you take your 3.5 millimeter shielded cable, and shielded is very important. Okay, if it's not shielded, you're gonna have some problems. The reason why you'll have problems, oh my god, I just exploded. The reason why you'll have problems is that electronic devices have their own frequencies while they're working. So if you're using that copper cable inside that little 3.5 millimeter, if it's not shielded, you're gonna get this really high pitched whine. So it's really annoying. It sounds like a squeaker in Call of Duty, only worse. It's a really high-pitched whine. You don't want that whine in your recording. So it has to be shielded to protect it from the other frequencies from other electronics you may have, whether it be your computer, your monitors, your PS4, whatever else you have going on. So it has to be shielded. So you take that shielded cable and you plug that into the headphone port of the Blue Yeti. And then take that headphone port cable, run that into the line in on your computer. Now, what's great about the Blue Yeti's headphone port is that it is zero delay. So basically, as fast as it comes through the USB, it comes just as fast through the 3.5 millimeter cable. That makes it so you can record into your computer your voice with the Blue Yeti by still sending the signal to your PlayStation 4, so that way you can chat with your friends or whoever else. That was the solution that I came up with. Now, kind of a little commentary on the fact that I had to do this fix. PlayStation is supposed to be more than a gaming console, they say. It's supposed to be just a social media, thing. It's supposed to be a big thing to share more. Let's share everything. Well, except people's voices. I mean, one of the reasons why I like multiplayer is that I get to play with my friends. It's a very social game when you're playing with your friends. You enjoy the talking and the speaking and everything else. but they make it difficult to record voices. Now, I do understand that you can have your friends share your voice in a party. You can do that and you can record that way. The problem with that is typically you have to be streaming, so you have to use the stream box on the PlayStation. But if you've done that, you notice that you have the Twitch chat box there, so your screen gets smaller. So my 24-inch monitor that I play on, turns into essentially like a 17-inch monitor. And I don't necessarily want to stream Twitch. I don't want to create lag for myself if I can get away with it. I mean, obviously it doesn't have to lag, but you're more likely to get lag if you're streaming. So I just don't know why they made it so difficult for us, especially because they're trying to push this whole social thing with PlayStation. It really silly. They should have just kept it going how they did with the PS3. It worked. The other thing I have to say about it is that the chat on PlayStation 4 is awful. The sound quality is bad. I'm hoping they will fix it at some point. But if you jump on a PS3, the chat you have in PS3 is far, far superior than that on PS4. I don't know what it's like on Xbox One because I haven't done it. But yeah, so hopefully they get that fixed. I think one of the problems that Sony has with the chat is the fact that it is USB, so it'll pretty much accept any old USB crappy mic. But I will say that my friends who I do know I know they have good mics, they even sound worse. So I don't think it's just because of that. But that is one thing I don't like, is that it seems to be there's no it seems to be there's no quality control on there. So the chat is rough, so it's going to be difficult doing trolling. I think on Black Ops 3 or any PlayStation 4 game or any type of interaction recording, not trolling, but just any type of interaction, because the sound quality seems to be so bad. So hopefully they'll patch that, find some way to fix it, or something like that. Here coming out. I mean, obviously the console's still pretty new in its life cycle. It's coming up on its second year. So I have hope. I have hope that they'll fix that. Another thing is I want to make sure that I endorse the Blue Yeti. I do. I'm not sponsored by them in any way, shape, or form, but I think it's a great mic. It makes me really happy. I use a USB mic because I don't want to sit there and have to spend money on an XLR mic, to spend money on a mixer, so that way I can run the XLR cables into the mixer, to run a USB cable out from the mixer to the, it's just so much. It's a great USB mic. The price isn't too bad. You can get it on Amazon for a pretty decent price. All the stuff I use, I'm gonna have in the comments below in the description. I'm gonna have the Blue Yeti. I'm gonna have that. You've probably seen it because a million YouTubers use it. So I'm gonna have the Blue Yeti on there. I'm gonna have the mic stand I use. I use the Rode mic stand. It's fantastic. One of my favorite parts about it is that it came with little Velcro straps to hold the cables down, and I just thought that was like the neatest thing. I was concerned about, well, do I have to get a longer cord and wrap it around and da-da-da-da? No, they have nice little Velcro straps on the mic stand, so that way all the wires stay nice and tight, nice and neat. I'm married and I have a wife, so if I have anything like in my office, it's like too, janky or it doesn't look organized, she's gonna get on me. So I got that. I got the blue pop filter. I got that. I have like this little cradle thing, so that way you don't get vibration. I'm going to put all that stuff in the description below. And yes, we lost by 1 kill. This is horrible. It makes me so sad. So I hope this tutorial helps you. I hope it'll get you to record. More recording people, the better it is for all of us. Let's grow the community as a whole. It's your main man, Tucko, talking to you from my bunker in an undisclosed location. Peace, love, and soul. I'm out.